Tap 3 mana, ice cream with banana. Now our problem solved.
What's up, guys? Another top 10 video for you. This video is top 10 color shifted cards. What do I mean by color shifted? Well, early in Magic the Gathering's history, there wasn't a clearly defined color pie. There was a lot of flavor, a lot of, do the players like this? What would you do? For example, Drain Life is a card that deals damage to your opponent and you gain that much life. And it's a black card. Black's not supposed to gain life. White is. And but Drain Life is just such a beautiful flavor. It's like something black would do is just zap you. That the card was just left in, and this just happened over and over amongst a variety of cards. It's eventually fixed for a lot of them. I'll show you my favorite fixed cards. We'll start with number 10, Mana Flare. Rest in peace, Christopher Rush. Back in 1994, you had to brew with basically all of Magic the Gathering. Beggars couldn't be choosers. Mana Flare was a great card because you could turn 3 Mana Flare into turn 4 Shivan Dragon, into turn 5 Pump Shivan Dragon with Fire Breathing, you're dead. Unfortunately, it didn't get that much love because it was a rare and Revised was a fairly large set. It was hard to get 4 Mana Flares put together. I did, and it was a lot of fun until Revised rotated out. It was color shifted into Heartbeat of Spring. Green is a better place for Mana Flare because green has all the mana dorks. It has the mana acceleration where you could search your library for more lands and put them into play. It's a better home for Mana Flare. So I hope you get what I'm saying when I say color shifted cards. It's a better color. Number 9, Curd Ape. Also known as Taiga Monkey. If you had a Taiga, you could tap for green or red, and it's a dual land from Revised. And it was both a forest and a mountain, so you could just have a turn 1, 2, 3, and that was really powerful back then. Color shifted into Loam Lion. Loam Lion and Curd Ape, if you had them side by side, you make a pretty good zoo deck. I'm surprised I don't see Naya's Zoo that often. Woolly Thoktar is a great card. It's number 9 because this deck's long gone. Number 8, Fog. Fog is the father of all fogs. If it's a 1, 2, or 3 mana fog, it's called a fog. Whether the card's called Riot Control or Constant Mists, they're called fogs. This was way back in Alpha, the original fog. It's a nice card. Color shifted into Holy Day. Holy Day was a friendly color for green. It got a lot of fogs, like Riot Control, for example. Here's an interesting, it actually double color shifted into Darkness. Darkness was a card from Legends. Also prevents combat damage that we dealt this turn. Black had Sewers of Estark. It's a promotional card that would just sneak creatures through. It's supposed to be, being able to slip through by the light of the moon. It's great flair, but Black had too many things going for it. Black had Drain Life, it had card draw with Necropotence, it had Dark Rituals, and it had too much of its color pie. So Darkness was just removed, and now we have green and its allied color white with fogs. Okay. Next up, coming in at number 7, Scrib Sprites. From Alpha to Homelands, green had a little thing with sprites and fairies. It wasn't until later Wizards of the Coast realized that flying is blue, and green is an enemy color of blue. So Scrib Sprites doesn't belong. If blue has flying, white should have flying. So Flying Man was the reprint of Scrib Sprites in Arabian Nights, 1994. And color shifted again. Suntail Hawk. Boom. So now blue and white have some pretty good flyers. It has Sarah Angels, there's Pegasus, like Nisa Pegasus, and Armored Pegasus. It's pretty well set now. Okay, next up, number 6, we have Spore Frog. Spore Frog was a great card. It should be in Modern. There's lots of combo decks that use green as a color of its combos, and now it needs to splash white because color shifting economy of false hope. I don't think white should have a Spore Frog where green doesn't in Modern. Green seems to be the fog color of the day. But white was a creature that was reprinted. Next up, High Tide. I lost so many games of High Tide. High Tide is a key card in the Solidarity deck. It's a deck with Candelabras of Tanoses, which would untap lands. So you would tap 5 islands, add 10 to your mana pool, put 5 into Candle, untap, add another 10 mana to your mana pool. Candelabra is ridiculous. It was also $175 when I got them. I got 2 of them. There's only a couple thousand candles in the world. Antiquities had such a low print run that barely anyone can play Solidarity on paper anymore. This was a card from way back. It's a bad picture. Let's do... Aha, Fallen Empires. That's better. Fallen Empires got reprinted into Urza's Destiny, Bubbling Muck. Bubbling Muck is a great card for Drain Life decks, which is interesting because Drain Life is, once again, isn't supposed to be in black. Can't gain life in black. It's a white thing. But you could just do a OTK or one turn kill just by doing the Bubbling Mucks into Drain Life. You're dead. It's a great deck. Alright, next up we have Disenchant. Reprinted to pieces. Disenchant was an unfair card for white because white had Armageddon, which could destroy all lands, and Wrath of God, destroyed all creatures. Now it has Disenchant and can destroy all enchantments and artifacts. Let's just slow down a little bit, white. White just had too much of a color pie. Eventually, after, say, 7th edition, it got reprinted into Naturalize. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's a great card in the sideboard. Green needs it in the color pie. Green had the joke back in Urza, block of being the worst color ever because it wasn't very controlling. And Naturalize helped give green a little bit more control feel to it, and you can have mono green control decks now, if you can believe it. Next up we have Fork. Fork was banned. It was overpowered. You could fork Ancestral Recall, you could fork Time Walk. It wasn't until later till Wizards thought that Fork wasn't that good, and they just reprinted the card, and it turned out great. Twin Cast. During Meridian Kamigawa block, Twin Cast could be cast against your opponent's Tooth and Nail to find a Tooth and Nail of your own. It's I actually won a major 200 giant tournament with that. Turn 3, Twin Cast your opponent's turn 4 Tooth and Nail to win the game on turn 3. How do you cast a turn 3 Twin Cast against a turn 4 Tooth and Nail? Well, you would cast like Wild Growths on your friend's lands to kill him or her up to 9 mana. It's a great combo. We got color shifted again into Reverberate. Reverberate's not exactly the same as Fork. It doesn't turn spells red, but it's pretty much the same. Okay, so now we're getting to the good part of this. Psionic Blast. It's a great card in Commander. I unfortunately didn't get to play it or had my hands on Psionic Blast Unlimited. Was a little bit before my time. But it's quite cheap in Magic Online, and if you want to put it in your Commander deck, your opponent will never expect removal from a mono blue deck. Now we have Char from Game of the Century. You remember Randy Bueller. Char you, I like to play. Come on deck, come on deck. It's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, that card. Char was great in Ravnica block. I'm a very Boros player when it comes to Ravnica City of Guilds. I've since switched to Simic, but it still remains one of my pet cards. Alright, number 1. Willow Fairy. Color shifts into Stormcrow. It's a 20-turn clock. It sacks to Force of Will. In a pinch, it sacks to Disrupting Shoal. Sacks to Foil. Trades with Savannah Lions. It's just turn 2. I'm just kidding. Number 1. Color-shifted cards, wall of ice. Why is this green? Why is ice in a forest? Doesn't ice belong in water if it's a glacier? Glaciers are in water. Glaciers aren't on forests. Aren't glaciers made out of water? Isn't the water theme blue? What is this card doing here? This card's garbage. I'm just kidding. This is my favorite card because it's my username. It got color shifted into Glacial Wall. I'm glad Wizards of the Coast came to their senses. A lot of green and blue just got mixed up with, there's even a blue hurricane instead of a green one as a misprint. There's Serendipity, or is it Genie? Which was a 3/4 with like a green face, and it's blue mana. Anyway, that's it for the top 10, guys. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching the video. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want a notification, click the bell icon below. If you really like it, share with your friends. And if you really like it, give Dan Horning money on Patreon. And give me money. I love money. Do all the things. Cast mind right on yourself.